all that says to me is I now have to waste a fucking day going to the dealership to say that, like, because it's not a quick, like, it should be. We both know it's that's a sensor problem. They go in, they fix it in 2 seconds. Right. But that's can you bring it at 7:15? Are you gonna wait for it?
Jimmy, I didn't get to it today.
Right. Right. It's like, shit. Come on, dude.
We had a terrible rush.
Who's this?
This is. I bring our Prius to a place in Silver Lake, and the guy is the nicest guy in the world. And he is legitimately slammed. I think his prices are good or whatever. And so I don't ever question it. And when I drop my car off there, I don't know what's happening. I'm surrendering to the fates.
Right.
But he calls me all the time. Andrew, I did not get to it today. I know I said 3 o'clock. Can you leave it overnight? It's just how it always is.
And you say yes.
I say absolutely.
You have the.
I'll ride my bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then how do you get around? You have a second vehicle?
Yes, our household has. Are you not a 2-car family? You must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
But my wife has to use her car, so like.
Yeah, we manage.
I understand. You guys would figure it out.
It is unusual that both cars are in use at the same time.
Is that right?
Yes, it is. It's rather unusual.
Oh, I can. My wife's using her car right now. It's she's running an errand, a very important errand.
At times when we are down to 1 car, it can be fine for like 3 or 4 days, and then it's a real problem. All of a sudden,
the errands build up.
Yeah, right.
Now, Andrew J. Daly was on the most recent Pop Cultured over there at the Flappers, also streaming, where the first question, Matt, was, I believe it's who's the guy that's going to have a haunted house at
The
Universal?
Weeknd.
The Weeknd's going to have a haunted house. If you, as the cold open is a get to know you question, what haunted house would you create? And Olivia De Laurentiis, who's been on this program, said a Britney Spears themed one, which was very funny. And then our next guest, who Martha Kelly, thank you. She had what was hers? Remember, Elliot?
The Chipmunks, Alvin and
the Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks one?
She won just on premise alone.
Yes.
And then her specifics were very good, but just on premise alone.
And Olivia's specifics were great, too. They both were. It was a 1-2 punch of funny. And then here comes Mr. Andrew Daly, who did a joke. I'm not fucking around. For one person in the room, and that one person was the judge. Andy, please tell them what haunted house you would create.
I said it was going to be a prog rock hellscape. It's the Jethro Tull. Yes. Scary. So, yeah, Aqualung is there. Cross-Eyed Mary is there.
Sure.
You know.
And what was the one from Preston the Knave? What was the reference from that?
Oh, yeah. In the end, you're attacked by a steel monkey from the Grammy-winning Crest of a Knave.
God damn it. It was, and I'm not insulting. Nobody gave a shit.
No, not one shit.
And it was flawless and wonderful.
I was very surprised that there were no Tull heads in the audience at all at Flappers.
Really?
I was very surprised.
But what it made me, and I texted you, it made me immediately go home and listen to the essential Jethro Tull. I do like Jethro Tull. Not to the extent that Andy does, but I do like him. And Crest of the Knave, which is a Grammy Award-winning album, which it should not be.
Controversial.
That may be my favorite Jethro Tull album.
Really?
Yeah, I really, really like it.
That's funny you should say that.
Why, you hate it?
Well, of course. But but I have an interview with Ian Anderson,
yes.
Jethro Tull, where he's very funny in an interview. He's not... He's nuts, but it's a reissue and a remastering of their greatest album, which is Aqualung.
Right.
And he's saying, when they approached me about doing this, I said, well, what about Stand Up? That's some people's favorite Jethro Tull album. What about Crest of a Knave? That's some people's favorite Jethro Tull album. And I thought, no, it isn't. That's nobody's favorite Jethro Tull. But now I'm across the table from a guy.
Well, I met him once at a restaurant and I told him, so he remembers this. Not true. I just tried an interview with him as well, and I was like, I actually thought he would be a good podcast guest because he's a good speaker, and he seems down to earth as well, even though you say he's a little nuts.
Well, yeah, I think he's so he often refers to himself as the principal songwriter and arranger. So there's in his mind, I think there's a real dispute about who created what in the catalog. And the whole rest of the band over time has fallen away, and he tours with much younger guys now. And so there's a lot of defensiveness about I am the band.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of that. But also in this interview, he tells this funny story about how Led Zeppelin 4 was recorded in the same building as the Aqualung album. And the two bands had toured together before. But he said that he never got along with Robert Plant. And he says, and I think it was my fault because I said in an interview that if you took my lyric writing combined with Robert Plant's singing, you'd have a great lead singer. he said that Robert Plant was insulted by the swipe against his lyric writing.
Well, I don't know if Ian's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Led Zeppelin, but I don't know if Ian is wrong. By the way, happy birthday to Robbie Plant. He just, I want to say, turned 74 years old.
No shit.
They all are. Stevie Nicks, I think, is 73.
That's another podcast I listen to, by the way. Digging Deep with Robert Plant.
Oh, you enjoy that one?
Yes, in a certain way.
How often is Alison Krauss on? Does she show up way too often?
Oh, I think she's only been on the one time.
Okay.
It's what it is it's a very sycophantic young British man hanging on every word that Robert Plant says, and laughing and laughing.
Oh, boy.
It's like... To hear the whole conversation, subscribe for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, or visit nevernotfunny.com.